Alright folks, Post here, welcome back to another Pokemon Masters video, and today we're going to go over some Lance team comps, and before we get into that, let's do our daily summon, which would be on Lance's banner, because it's fitting, I guess. You know, it would be cool if you get a dupe Lance, so that would make this a bit cooler. Another, well, I don't know why I said another, because I don't have any Lance dupes, but yeah, obviously increases the moves slightly, but looks like we're not getting animations yet. Maybe we get a fake out last minute, but no, we're just going to get a 3-star Ramos, which is fine as well. Not really. Okay, so let's go in the training area, and we actually do have a level up Supercourse Claire up at the moment, which Lance is super effective against, so let's go with that. So, anyways, Lance is an interesting sync pair to build teams around because Lance is just missing so much. It's missing so much things from its kit, right? So if you look at Lance, you have an absolutely bonkers 4 gauge, 223 Hyper Beam, which would do a lot of damage if it hits, 90% accuracy. That's one of its downsides, right? But a few issues with Lance. Your buffing moves, now or never, increases the move gauge by 6, which is max, and then takes damage equal to half its remaining HP. So you have a move gauge recovery. You could only use it twice, so it's not sustainable. But usually, I mean, Hyper Beam does a lot of damage. So hopefully you could clear the course before you run out of now or nevers. But again, that's not guaranteed, obviously. Potion to heal yourself from the recoil, most likely. Dragon Claw, which is not relevant in single player. It's more relevant in co-op, but not so much in single player. Passive skill, Dragon Shift, makes normal type moves become Dragon type moves. That's why Hyper Beam is Dragon type. This, which prevents it from getting paralyzed, and then this, which prevents it from flinching. So, once you look at Dragonite's kit, and Dragonite has insane stats, by the way. Top 5 in attack, and top 5 in special attack. This guy, in terms of stats, dude's insane. But, biggest issue, you have no stat buffing moves. You don't have any crit buffs, you don't have any special attack buffs, you don't have any speed buffs, you don't have, like, anything. So, you're missing a lot, so Lance is actually one of the more interesting and harder sync pairs to team build for. So, let's go over some options. Let's go over our first option, which is just maximize damage. We're going to go for max crit and max special attack. Obviously, since we're going for max crit and max special attack, we will be dropping speed and move gauge recovery, which is unfortunate. So for that, I'd say the best comp that we could go for is Torchic, which does have Blazing Hope, which raises crit sharply and special attack sharply. So you're getting plus, or no, it's crit isn't sharply, but raises crit and then sharply raises special attack. So you're getting +4 special attack and +2 crit. And to make it 100%, the other unit that you should throw onto your team, I would say, is Lyra. Unfortunately, I forgot. I keep on forgetting to evolve my Lyra or my Bayleaf, just because, again, unfortunately, not a really great support. Because to use it correctly, or I guess most optimally, you would want a Sun user, which it's just too much of a hassle to do. But Sunny Side Up raises attack, special attack, and speed of allies. All allied sync pairs sharply raises them when the weather is sunny. And they also have Dire Hit All to get that last crit boost onto your Dragonite, which again, +3 is max, which will be 100%. Sunny Side Up, you need to use this twice because we don't have Sun. You know, we have to use it twice to get special attack up to +6, which is max. And also gives 2 speed, which is nice. Obviously, very helpful. It has Light Screen as well. I probably won't use that. It uses 3 gauges. Lance needs all the gauges he can have. And reduce special damage. It's whatever. Like, we have 2 tanks. Dragonite's not going to take damage. So, we're good in that department. Alright, so Lyra and Torchic. This is probably the most optimal build if you want to maximize Lance's damage. Obviously, unfortunately, I don't think I have a really good Dragon Gear. Let me just check real quick. Dragon Gear, what's the Dragon Gear at? Okay, yeah, no. I have nothing in terms of Dragon Gear. So let's just go in Psychic Gear then. and let's see how much damage it will do. And then after this, we'll go over some other options just for folks who don't have Lyra, right? Obviously, everyone has Torchic. Well, I wouldn't say everyone has, but, you know, everyone should have Torchic. It's a free unit, right? Okay, so let's go over all this stuff. Sunny Side Up, Blazing Hope, and then we'll Sunny Side Up again, then Blazing Hope again. Another Blazing Hope, if I could use that. Blazing Hope, all right. And then Dire Hit All, and then Lances at max crit and max special attack. So let's see how much a Hyper Beam over here does. Spoilers, should do a lot. Should do a lot. All right, use your Hyper Beam. I'm just making it slow so we actually see the numbers before it just flashes by. 4.6k, 4.6k on the Hyper Beam. All right, let's keep on using these moves. Let's just to get Lance at just get Lance to use his sync move. Well, I guess we'll just potion someone there. Just get that last one in. So we can use sync move and then see how much a sync move boosted Hyper Beam, max out Hyper Beam does to a super effective opponent, which is in this case Gumi. And oop, poor thing. 2.3k on a non-super effective. All right, let's go for a Hyper Beam. This is sync move boosted, all that other stuff boosted, and 6.231k. That doesn't make sense. 6,231. All right, so that was pretty decent. Again, this is basically as much as you could bring Lance to, right? Let's try again. You know, that stage you also have to account for their special defense and all that, right? For Claire. So, anyways, let's go over some other options if you don't have Lyra / Bayleaf, right? Because, you know, it's not something everyone has, right? So some other options for Lyra and Bayleaf, I guess you would you're trying to go with something that gives you crit, either +1 crit or +2 special attack, because giving +1 crit +2 special attack is actually kind of rare in terms of supports. So let's filter everything. Let's just filter out the supports. So if you're going for crit, if you want 100% crit, you could go for Dusclops, definitely. So that's an option, right? Dusclops is an option to get crit the dire hit from Dusclops. If you want, Nosepass is also a really good one. You could raise special attack sharply and speed, so you get both special attack and speed on this one. Unfortunately, you don't get crit with Nosepass, so either you want to go with 100% crit or 100% special attack. Honestly, I would personally say, even though crit is more important than special attack, I would go for special attack, honestly, because also this is another option which you could go for. This raises sharply raises special attack and attack, but +2 crit is already 80%. You do have a 20% chance of missing the crit, so if you don't get a crit, obviously, you know, you're gonna do much less damage. But if you do get it, then well, it's 80%. 80%'s not a bad number in my opinion. So again, some other decent options would be either Phoebe or Nosepass or I guess Lunatone. Anyone else is just whatever. Oh yeah. I thought she did this right. Meditite also has Gloves Off, which raises crit rate of all allied sync pairs and also makes their next attack a sure hit. So that's going to get you to 100% crit as well, and also makes your next attack 100% hit. The reason to use Dusclops over Maylene is just because of Unbreakable Bonds. You could also increase some move gauge as well, but Maylene generally would be better. Also, Dusclops has more bulk. So for crit, I guess these are your two options, which are pretty decent. All right, so in terms... Oh, another special attack raiser, obviously. OG Rosa with X special attack all. And also you have Time to Energize as well to regain move gauge with Dragonite. Rosa, free-to-play Rosa is a fantastic pairing partner for Dragonite if you don't have Lyra, obviously. These folks, they're whatever. I mean, if you really don't have anything else, you go with Splissy, I guess. But honestly, Rosa is just a better option over there. So yeah, there we go. So let's talk about some other different team builds. So that build is just to maximize your damage. If you're going for quick, really quick builds, like if you're just trying to like clear, or if you're just trying to like farm events, right? Or not events, farm farm training courses, like let's say let's go try and farm level up course, right? If you're trying to farm level up courses, you could go with, say, Very Hard Brendan. What would be more useful would be speed. So let's go something like Rose Santa, and then say Hilbert, right? Just to boost speed, or I guess mainly. Who's quicker between the two? Who is actually quicker? Speed 199, speed 202. What about you? 170 or 177, and you? Okay. Seems like Hilbert's the quickest of these, so let's use Hilbert. Obviously, Hilbert's higher level than them, so that also is a factor. So speed and move gauge recovery from Rosa, that obviously will make Lance refill its gauge much quicker, which means quicker clear time for these training events, right? So let's X speed all. That's all the presents. We'll go all the presents twice, just for like basically events that you could clear in one shot. These are really useful. All right, Hyper Beam. Please don't miss. Okay, there you go. That's a kill. That's another kill potentially, and then once after this Hyper Beam lands, you got your third Hyper Beam ready, right? So speed is also really important. So if you're building Dragonite not to do the most damage, Hyper Miss, man, but to actually take care of like these training courses, then you probably would want speed instead of damage. So another build that is also really good for Dragonite is accuracy. So there really isn't any accuracy raising sync pairs except for Rose Santa, which has a random chance of raising accuracy. So it's totally RNG, and Eevee, which isn't out yet. So your only other option is just Mailing, plus Meditite, which isn't even raise accuracy. It just makes sure that their next attack is sure hit, which of course Dragonite only a 90% accuracy. You'll have a 10% miss, right? So you could throw in Mailing over there, and usually you're trying to do this to clear events quicker. So you're probably going to use a speed support, like we'll throw in Rose Santa or Hilbert or whatever speed support, right? So this is probably the comp you would run. Again, you'll need to use again, like you only use it twice, the sure hit, so it's not 100% to take out your opponent in this scenario, but also it also gives you plus crit as well, which is nice, but also not really necessary for most of these. I guess maybe some ultra hard courses where you can't one-shot them, which still happens, right? So there's that. Hyper Beam, still trying to get the speed back in. I mean, you're still decently fast, but it still takes a second or two to get that third Hyper Beam in. And obviously, if you actually use Now or Never, it's actually slower. So there's that. Then just waiting for the move gauge to recover in that scenario. All right, there we go. So those are basically 3 different kind of builds that you could throw your Dragonite in that would be decently effective. One's a damage build, the other is a speed build, the other's accuracy. Let's actually do the Claire Strike course. I want to see just how much damage this guy could output with, again, the highest damage build. Let's try that again. This time on the not super course. I just want to see big numbers. I just want to see big numbers. Okay, all right, let's do this before we finish off the video. Oh, it's actually weak to grass as well. Not that we're going to use Bayleaf to attack at all. That would be ludicrous. All right. So let's start. Let's just randomly throw around buffs, since we're gonna like use all these buffs anyways, because we're trying to get a sync move off. All right, side up, whatever, potion. No one's even hurt. Dire hit. We're gonna get all that up. How close are we to sync move? I think we need one more, right? And we need one more move to use before we get sync. And then I think there we go. We got sync move. After that, dire hit all. So, okay, here comes the sync move. Pretty confident it's going to take out Kingdra here. And Kingdra's dead. 8.2k. And let's see how much this Hyper Beam does. And it missed. Hyper miss. Hyper meme. Whichever you prefer. This one's probably gonna. Oh, okay. I thought it was gonna miss as well. 11K! 11K! Bro, 11K damage. Wow. 11,000 damage. Hyper missed again. Hyper Beam likes to hyper miss. So, sad days. But hey, damage is worth it. Damage is definitely worth it. All right. Well, there we go. That's done. Aside from the misses, I thought that was pretty cool. So, anyways, that's me for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Which other team comps you probably would want to see. Which other ones you guys are running. And yeah, again, we're done here. Like and enjoy this video. Subscribe to the channel for some more Pokemon Masters content. And I'll see you guys in the next.